Okay, we're back to Uncharted. Although when I edit this, it will never look like I left Uncharted. After playing the Tomb Raider games and coming into Uncharted in kind of a weird, backwards, roundabout way, these games aren't that great. I understand the problem. There's a lot of problems I have on Uncharted. The big takeaway from me playing Uncharted was there are moments that are so fucking good. When you're on the ship and it's sinking and there's all these you're jumping on boats, and or when you're in the desert on the horseback jumping on the cars, those moments are so good. Some of the best gaming moments ever had. Gaming. Circular sentence. And then there's these other moments that are just so poor. For example, the melee combat I don't think is that great. It's actually kind of aggravating. I don't know why. Hey zombie, I don't know why the reticle for the quick time events in the combat, so you press triangle to dodge their attack and hit them. Why the fuck is it way over here? Oh, let's put that. You know where I'd like to put the quick time event icon? Let's put it way over there, so that I can't. I'm like trying to fight someone over here. I can't even see it. I don't understand why you do that. And not to mention, the combat isn't that fun. It's not that good. And the Batman, if to make that comparison, the Batman combat isn't that good either. So I don't understand what they're doing. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We're going to move on that because what you do in this game is you shoot a lot of shit. Move down here to another picture. I'm just going to go through my notes because I played through the game and I took notes on what's going on. And I got the first when you're, is that a I don't know. I'm spoiling it. Doesn't matter. Who gives a fuck? The first time you are able to traverse something as young Drake, I got stuck for like 15 minutes not knowing where to go because I wasn't pressing the control stick in the exact direction it wanted me to go. The idea of this game's traversal is done so much better in, I want to say, Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time. Like, it is baffling how many times in this game I didn't quite know where to go or where to jump to, or when you're being chased and, oh, do I turn left? Oh, nope, I died. Okay, I guess I turn right. I don't know how the fuck I was supposed to know that. Or when you're running at the screen, those are terrible, and they remind me of Banjo-Kazooie. Or not Banjo-Kazooie. Fuck, Crash Bandicoot. Same animal. Because they made those games. And they're bad. Those are bad sequences that don't make any sense in this game that is so polished. Everything else is so fucking polished. Like the animation, the acting in these cutscenes. It's so polished, and then it just shits all over itself for these sequences where you're running against the camera, which the camera is not zoomed out enough. You have no idea what's happening. It's basically trial and error. You make it and it's cool. Tomb Raider does these sequences 10 times better on its worst try. On its worst try. And it's funny too, because half the time those sequences are good and fine, and the other half the time they're really bad. The same is true of the shooting, which I've always thought Uncharted has too much shooting. This game's a little better, and it kind of has long sections of not shooting, and then it's long sections of shooting. And I never quite buy. Like, there's a scene in the game where Drake gives Elena a gun, and she's like, I hope I don't have to use this. And literally 30, oh no, actually maybe it was a couple hours ago, the day before in the game, she helped me murder 50 people, at least. Not to mention the 2 other games she's in, where she's murdering people. No one in these games acknowledged the fact that you're straight up a homicidal maniac, that maybe you should be stealthy. That brings to the other problem. The stealth is awful. When it works, it's great. When it doesn't work, it's terrible, because the combat is so not fun to play. When it works, it works, and when it doesn't work, it's terrible. And what I mean by when it doesn't work is when you have these big enemies that are super armored, they take like 3 grenades to kill, and they just walk over to you really slowly. And they just kind of go behind your cover. The game is a cover shooter, but these guys just go behind the cover They don't care. And they just one-shot you with a shotgun. Well, thanks, game. Thanks for making your AI understand what I'm doing. I don't understand how I'm supposed to fight you. Half these encounters at some points in the game where I got stuck for a little while, I only won because I accidentally, the AI just happened to work right, or I got one good hit off. It wasn't because I was skilled, or I found the right hiding spot, or I found the right weapon. It was luck. That's the problem with it. It was all luck. And these sequences, each one of them has at least 5 to 10 too many guys to kill. And I don't understand, and I wonder if this has anything to do with why Amy Hennig left. Because she's writing these interesting stories with these characters that are monsters and they're murdering people. And I would rather the game, like the last Tomb Raider, not to spoil it, but you're not killing that many guys, and you're not killing technically people that are alive at the end. They're not zombies. Well, no, they're not zombies. And that's fine. I'm fine with killing something that's not humans, because I can rationalize that from the character's point of view. But when you're straight up murdering 30 dudes and then jumping onto a horse and then blowing up some tank and then jumping onto another horse, I don't know why the horses were involved. It's just weird. All right, I'm going back to my notes. Oh, the puzzles. Where's my puzzle screenshot? Oh my god. There's so many cool... That's the fucking problem. This goddamn puzzle. Okay. It's so obtuse. But I can figure it out. And I solved it. That's fine. They like to give you a hint system, but they don't give you any hints. The hints in this game, for example, for this puzzle, is literally... It restates the puzzle. That's the first hint. Okay, that's a fair hint. Maybe I forgot. The second hint... the second hint is... Do you want to know the answer? No! I want a fucking hint! That's why I'm pressing the hint button. And going back to this one, it doesn't... Solving the puzzle involves this convoluted mechanism that isn't fun. So when you fuck up, you then have to figure out, and it takes a minute to reset the puzzle to where you... That's the thing. It's like, this game got a very good reviews, and I don't understand... How am I the only one who's like, this is a problem, this is a problem? There were some instances where Sully was blocking the way, and I'm like running into him. Make a gif of that. I'm running into him, and he's not moving out of the way. And I go to jump, and Drake does this weird jump animation. I'm like, this is a 10 out of 10 for people? This game's fucking broken sometimes. And like, you're jumping, or the times when you're not allowed to jump there. Or you gotta jump where we want you to jump. If you jump there, you die. But I only fell like 10 feet. Yeah, but you can't jump there. Over here, that's the 10 feet where you can jump. I know it's confusing. Just jump here. What? That's the thing. I don't think they are paid reviews. I think I'm just way too critical on things. Some reviews might be, sure. But see, that's the thing. That's a whole separate subject on paid reviews. It's a whole separate subject, actually. Hey, Zoo! Hope I remembered to pronounce your name correctly. I'm going to complain about Uncharted for the next 20 minutes. Because, good God. Here's more of my notes. Oh, part of the problem with this, too, is you're with so many people. You're with Sully for the majority of the game. And Sully's great. I love Sully. But having him there, they're constantly talking, and they're constantly saying stupid shit, too. Like, we just gotta open this door. Hey, Drake! Pull this lever? And it's like, alright. That's like not even an impression. It's just a weird thing. Why? Just why? Why? When you're alone and you're Drake, like on the ship part, great. Fantastic. I loved it. Make Drake be alone. Let him be an adventurer. Let him be the mass murderer, not every single fucking person he knows. We're going to go back again to my notes. Chloe adds nothing, and Chloe is in fact so forgettable, I forgot she was in Uncharted 2 entirely. Completely forgot about her. I don't know how there's any argument of Chloe versus Elena. That's a stupid thing. I'm not even gonna talk about it anymore. This is ridiculous. Ridiculous. My notes are literally this. The only hint is to solve the puzzle? Go fuck yourself. These are the notes I take. I love that. But then there's these other great moments that I'm like, why is like this game could have been half as long, it could have been amazing. Or just make it easier. I'm not even saying I want easy games or that the game was too difficult. The game was just like all over the place. Critical as well that most games get bad reviews. I enjoy them. You know, that's true. I like to see reviews and I like to see review scores. And I look for particular reviewers in some cases of like, oh, I know this guy's reviews. This is how he feels about it. I'll probably feel similarly. Or even like JRPG reviews, I don't even read. I don't even look at them. Unless it's from like some super hardcore JRPG fan site. The majority of them are god awful. There's a game called Natural Doctrine that is a strategy RPG that is, people like to say it's the Dark Souls of strategy RPGs. It's phenomenal. It does not hold your hand, and it probably should a little. And that game got shit on in the reviews, like 3s out of 10. And I loved it to death. So, you know, a review is just a personal opinion anyway. But it's just funny how some things like that happen. But particularly with Uncharted, this game is great. Like, this game's an 8. You know, it's an 8 overall, but it's got some like 6-5 moments. Let me go back. I'm going through my notes. My notes are just like this rambling. Oh, that's right too. The cover. This is oh my god. This is a third-person shooter, right? For half of it. And it's a cover shooter, right? But the cover controls are terrible because the same button to dive is the same button to snap for cover. So there'll be several times where I want to dive out of the way and go behind a pillar, but instead I snap to the pillar and the guy with the shotgun's like, oh, well, thanks for not really moving so I can shoot you in the face. That's not good. Furthermore, in the tutorial, it says you can go from cover to cover by pressing the same button, circle, and you can wrap around pillars, you know, wrap around right angles. I never once got that to work. I never once got it to work except in the tutorial. I have no idea how it works. And quite frankly, if this was a cover shooter, I would love it a lot more. But it isn't. Half the enemies run at you like psychopaths, and the other half, you have to get out of cover to shoot, because you're going to run out of ammo. It's all over the place. Yeah, people come to you for use. That's good. I trust the kind of the hive mind more or less. I want to hear from a fan and I want to hear from a not fan of the series. You know, because there is value in, like, I'm a big Resident Evil guy, and I'll talk your ear off about how good Resident Evil 6 is, even though it's got a lot of problems. But I also want to hear from someone who's not into the series. You know, it's good to get diverse viewpoints. You shouldn't go to one review and be like, oh, I guess this is my opinion now. I'm done thinking. La-di-do. One final note about Uncharted. The first 2 Uncharted end with a mystical thing. The first one like turns into a survival horror game, almost has like these weird zombie pigmen or something. That's what I remember them being. And the second one has blue people that are drinking some weird juice. The third one just has a weird hallucination, which I'm fucking finally. Stop making this. Oh, all of a sudden magic's real. Could you not make magic real all of a sudden? Drive me insane. Why did I just become your best friend? I love Friends. That's not true. That's not a good show. It's overrated. Just spit water all over myself. Tell me why, because it's about Resident Evil 6. Resident Evil 6 is a good fucking game. And we will talk about that. Resident Evil 6, I don't even care if that's what you're talking about. Resident Evil 6 is 4 campaigns. Now, are they all, do they have bad parts? Oh god, yeah. Oh god, yeah. Oh man. The part with Piers where you were captured, god awful. God awful. Just a lot of the Ada stuff, terrible. But man. Oh, that's right, you were streaming Resident Evil the other day. I fucking love Resident Evil. But there's so many moments in Resident Evil 6 that are so fucking good. I talked about this last week, actually. When Chris fights the giant snake that's invisible. Half of Leon's campaign, which a section of it borderlines on a remake of Resident Evil 2. Are you kidding me? It's got the best gameplay. It's got the best Mercenaries mode, first of all. Mercenaries mode, that's phenomenal. Especially if you play it on PC. they added more zombies in. There's like 30, 40 zombies just running at you. Love it. Love it. Love it to death. Oh my god. Resident Evil 6 is great. I would argue I would rather play Resident Evil 6 over Uncharted. Any Uncharted. Because I know what I'm getting with that game. With Uncharted, all over the goddamn place. Now, I do like the pacing of, oh, we're doing puzzles now, and then we're shooting now, and then we're doing platforming. It's too all over the place. Half of it's not that great. They straight up drop Chloe and Cutter and never bring them up again. I guess they're not important? Okay. What do you think of the upcoming remakes? What upcoming remakes? The PS, the current gen ones? They're just the PC ports. That's all they are. Guaranteed. They're just the PC ports. As far as like a remake of Resident Evil 2, God, I'm there. Just wow. I'm there for that. I'm there for a remake of 3. Code Veronica, I'm there for when they finally remake 4. And all they need to do to remake 4 is the graphics, obviously, and the inventory, and make it where you can't pause. And keep the controls, keep it the same. That's it. That's all you need to do. Fucking love. People give Capcom a lot of shit. And they do some weird shit, sure. But Resident Evil? Oh my god. Oh my god. You kidding me? Resident Evil 4 may have been an accident. That they accidentally made the best game of all time. But it is the best fucking game of all time. So even if it is an accident. They're not remastering. Yeah, that's what I thought you were talking about. They're not remastering them. They're porting them. They're straight up going to be the PC ports. They're not changing anything. And even if you play them on PC now, they look way better. Except for maybe 4. Than they did on console because of how the console cycle was going. They look really good, actually. That's neither here nor there. Uncharted's overrated. That's my in conclusion. Hope you guys like Legend of Zelda, because that's what I'm going to ramble on about in a minute. I'll probably talk to you. Oh, wait a second here. I'll talk to you more about Legend of Zelda. I need to check my other thing. Because it's crazy town. Fucking love it. I picked them up, except that I already have them on PC, and I'm kind of like, I mean, I've bought Resident Evil 4 maybe 6 times, like GameCube, Wii, PS3, PC. Okay, so 4 times. Yeah, 4 times, and that's too many. That's too many times. 80, 90 times, too many times. That's a joke. I know, the hard copy things is tough for me. It's really tough for me. I agree with you, but now everything's digital for my Resident Evil, so I don't have a... For Zelda, I collect hard copies. For damn sure. But for Resident Evil, I kinda... There are certain entries, like my box of Resident Evil 4 and stuff like that, but like the new stuff, Maybe it has cool art. No, that's stupid. Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that.